Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back to Thoughts of a Predicate Winner, where the sole purpose of this channel is to react to, review, and break down music that just pulls on your heartstrings, makes your soul bleed, or just gives you that underdog story, that oomph that you need to jump out of a bad situation and get yourself into a better situation. That type of music. Or just looking at different types of music that gives you that sense of time travel. Music is a special instrument that God gave to us, in my opinion, as a medicine, as a way to cope, as a way to get through life. With that being said, one of my favorites as of late to listen to is this real dude named Cymple Man. I've really appreciated his music. I think that his talent level is like stupid good. Like, his versatility is insane. His ability to perform has been insane. And I'm excited to get into this track with you guys and to go over this new track with you guys and this new video with you guys and to review it with you guys. I don't know if you've heard it yet or not, but this track is deep. It's not my first time hearing it. I checked it out when it dropped. Like I said, man, I've been on Cymple Man pretty heavy since I found out about him. His album is special. His album is dope. I'm hoping to have him on the channel. We'll see. As soon as he gives me a green light, I want to have that conversation and get him up here so that he can have that conversation with me. Just 20, 30-minute conversation or whatever, just to get to know him a little bit better. But and I would love to share that with you guys. So I'm excited to get into this next song. He really put his heart into this. He put his all into this, and it's a different shade of Cymple Man, from what I have heard. His highs are high and his lows are low, but ultimately it's a blessing to be able to make so many different types of songs that different types of people can relate to and gravitate to. And I think that that's what made music what it was when music was phenomenal, And music is still phenomenal, but you got to know where to look. Where back in the day, it was everywhere, So let's go ahead and get into this. This is Cymple Man, Sacrafice, and let's see what he's talking about, man.
If I could, I would. Anytime, any day,
See what I mean about the ability to perform? Like, he's already setting the tone just with his body language. It's fire.
If I could, I would.
Let go. Shout out to Hard Target. Shout out to the team.
We gotta stop all the comparisons.
Facts.
Live inside these moments and learn to cherish them. See the value when we're sharing them.
We gotta stop with all the comparisons, bro. We have to stop with this. Well, we gotta stop with this keeping up with the Joneses. Like, oh, over there they got this, that, and the third. So I've not reached a certain level of success until I have what they have. But over there at the Joneses, they might not have that beautiful relationship with their children. They might not have that beautiful relationship with their spouse. This is something me and my wife talk about often. Like, I do want better things. I want a better house. I got people coming to take pictures of our townhome today in hopes that we can sell it and get something bigger. But that's not the objective to me. My objective is to have the best relationship. So, like, what goes on behind their closed doors, that's on them. You know what I mean? But me and my wife, we're like this. We're like two peas in a pod. We're like best friends. I love her. She loves me. Nothing can separate us. Nothing can tear us apart. To me, that's the real win. And that's what I focus on cherishing, because I know that that's what makes me rich. You feel me?
The blessing of life is life. Those ain't real bearing them. The blessing of life is life. Those ain't real problems keeping you up till midnight. Most of us are blessed.
Come on.
Far more than we acknowledge, but we basing wealth off whatever we can make in dollars. Have you ever seen a community rally behind a little girl that the doctors only gave a little time? It's rips the heart from your chest. And everywhere the parents go, whenever they're addressed, people want to know her status and if it's in remission. But all they want to do is see her dancing in the kitchen on a Saturday night in her pajamas with a carefree smile and restore that precious energy inside their child. I know dads gotta think, Lord, why preaching the importance of never giving up and having faith. Man, the strength that must take. And mama's gotta always be a happy face. I know they wish more than anything that this is all a dream. And maybe in time that's what it seems. But things couldn't get much tougher to endure. When no one is looking, they collapse into the floor. Behind closed doors, they're at their weakest points, begging to take her place if they only had the choice. Cause if I could, I would.
You really set the tone here, Bubba. Because that's my core belief. What I'm talking about, what makes me rich is my baby's health, my healthy relationship with my wife. We get so pinpointed and so focused on what we don't have that we never really have that full circle moment of, well, look what I do got though. Even further than what he's talking about, bro, you got legs that walk. A lot of you don't, but most of, like, think about that. How often do you just sit there and thank God that you got some legs that walk? How often do you talk about your vision and thank God that you got eyes that can see, a mouth that can speak, a nose that can smell, ears that can hear, arms that can work out? Like, these are blessings that you don't have to have. God doesn't have to bless you with these things. You get what I'm saying? What makes you deserve it more than the next man who don't have it? What makes you deserve it? If I could, I would change everything so that everybody could fully pinpoint and focus. Quit, like, what's the NF say? Just because you got a closet full of Jordans, that don't make you rich, homie. What makes you rich is that family dynamic. Being respected as a father amongst your family. Being respected as a husband by your wife. Having a best friendship with your wife. Y'all don't feel me though, bro. Y'all don't hear me. Like I'm trying, y'all don't hear Cymple, man. Like that's the message, bro. Stop focusing on what you don't have and start looking at the things that you do have as blessings. Because it could be worse always. I was just talking to, I'm not going to name his name, but I was just talking to a member the other day that, you know, we're starting to chat a little more frequently. He lost his son at 17 months. Now you talk to somebody like him and you talk about how your life is stressful because you can't get that new car that you want. Go ahead. Talk to him about that.
Anytime, any day, any place I fall right over myself. Sacrifice myself. If I could, I would. Anytime, any day, any place I fall right over myself. Sacrifice myself.
Yes, sir.
Don't take for granted little things and simple conversations. The good times and the smiles that kept us motivated. A few lines my boy Juice wrote into his verse, and what turned out to be our last song on this earth. I think you taught us all a big lesson, big bro. It's all
Hey, bro, I'm sorry for your loss, by the way. I'm sorry for your loss there.
about the journey, not the big shows. Lesson, big bro. It's all about the journey, not the big shows. We try to stay tighter, try to keep in touch. We still ain't reached all the goals we thought we was, but we pushing. And we learning from the past. And every video they watch at the end, they hear your laugh. We miss you down here. I know Bredwin been hurting. Your songs echo that tomorrow's uncertain. And rest in peace, Tank and Chris. Thank y'all for showing up and believing in this. I wish I could say tomorrow that this would all make sense. But the fact of the matter is we all pay rent. We don't own a thing here, it all gets left behind. And eventually the memories are gone in time, sad but true. I'm just thankful that I have a few. While I'm here to make some sense out what we going through. Overdue, I wanted so long to be recognized, but nowadays I'm not even certain why. Cause music people are parasites, ain't nothing real in them. And I've been using some of my best years to deal with them.
Bro, he's becoming one of my favorite artists, man. He really is. Listen to that line again. People in the back.
Best years to deal with them.
Oh, go back.
We going through overdue. I wanted so long to be recognized, but nowadays I'm not even certain why. Cause music people are parasites, ain't nothing real in them. And I've been using using some of my best years to deal with them.
Come on. I want to be recognized by my peers. I want to be recognized by these fans, but I want to be recognized by the music industry. But at the end of the day, sometimes I wonder why I even want that. Because y'all are parasitic. Nothing's ever good enough. Nothing resonates. You pick apart. You try to find what's wrong. I feel you, bro. I feel you on that. Like, like you might think, just in my lane and what I do as a reviewer, like I know a lot of reviewers look at y'all's music and try to pick it apart and figure out what's wrong with it and find a way, because that sells more, bro. It gets more views. If I posted this video and my thumbnail said, "Simple Man ain't got it, here's why," whole lot of new views. Whole lot of new views. It is parasitic. But I would rather stay real. I would rather keep my heart where my heart is. And I would rather celebrate what's dope about it than try to pick it apart for what's not. And really, there ain't nothing. I ain't seen nothing from Simple Man yet that even deserves to be picked apart and talked about what's wrong with. But we have to think about these things as fans. And I think about this now more than ever as a reviewer, as a reactor, because I see it with my content. Like y'all might not realize this, but this thing that I do, it's artistic. Like I'm trying to be a tastemaker. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to tell y'all, like, what I listen to, what I rock with is beautiful. Here, see if you like it. This is what I think about it. What do you think about it? I think that it's important to keep the musical conversations going like they used to go back in the day, that barbershop talk. That's what I try to bring to the table. And I'll post a video and somebody will, well, you didn't get this right. You didn't get that right. You should have listened to this first. You should have watched this first. You should have done this first. You don't know the whole story. So now that you know, I mean, paragraphs in the comments sometimes. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the commentary. I appreciate everybody that even clicks this video. But dog, I'm just trying to have a simple conversation. No pun intended. A simple conversation about the music itself. Like, this resonates with me. I like this because X, Y, and Z. You get what I'm saying? Every once in a while, I might find something that I feel like I need to pick apart because I don't like it. But I will never just wipe that artist off the face of the earth. Like, well, I don't like this one, so I ain't gonna like nothing. These artists are sensitive about their stuff, bro. They're sensitive about their music because they put their all into it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I get a little bit sensitive about my stuff too because I put my all into it. I work 2 jobs and I come on top of that, and I give y'all this content even when I'm tired. Like, that's why I just had to take a break for a couple of days. Even when I'm tired, even when I'm not focused, even when I don't want to I ain't even in the mood to listen to music. Sometimes I still figure out a way, meditate, get in that mode, say a prayer, and I come and I do it anyway. You know what I mean? And just to be picked apart, like, and sometimes, like, I'm like, man, I feel like I bombed that. That wasn't good. And then I watch it and I'm like, actually, that turned out great. And other people tell me that turned out great. And then it gets picked apart sometimes. And it's like, I understand that sense of frustration. Like, you know, we're people like me, people like Simple Man, we do this based off of passion, right? It's a passion. It's a passion-driven project. So the point is to share our passion with the masses in hopes that we can have a connection and a thread of relatability. And sometimes I feel like the fans don't recognize the passion-driven part. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not about right or wrong. You know what I mean? It's passion-driven. This is such a good song. Sorry for your losses, bro. I really am. I can tell that you feeling this one. I can tell.
Sacrifice myself. If I could, I would. Anytime, any day, any place I fall right over myself. Sacrifice myself. If I could, I would.
Nah, this shit was dope.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was just happy to be a part of everything, man.
Shout out to Hard Target.
You
I
political
like to
sounding.
get, no, real
Shout out
shit.
to Trailer
I like
Made,
to
bro.
Go up and just see the water type shit.
Yeah.
The sunset type shit.
Yeah.
And, you soak that shit up. Me personally. So it was great for me.
Okay, well, why you just attacking me with that, JB? I feel a little worried about how you respond to that.
That shit right.
Yeah, you get your hey, listen. Treat it like
kind
a
eyes
like
that way.
Yeah.
What about you, Brentwood?
And not for nothing, man, I have these friendships that I had early on before I got clean. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. Listen. Just because I got clean and I had to separate myself from people, places, and things doesn't mean that I don't care about those people. But I almost had to force myself away from the care. And, man, I still care about them guys, man. I had dreams with those guys. I had visions with those guys. Thoughts about what we might be in the future. Old men sitting in rocking chairs on a porch with like our kids running around, keeping that friendship. Brothers that I would have died for. And sometimes you have to eliminate yourself from situations, and other times life eliminates the situation for you. Or sometimes life takes a situation from you. None are easy, but the most difficult has to be when life takes that situation away from you. And I was talking to that same guy I was speaking about a minute ago about, his son. And I'm a believer, bro. I'm a Jesus freak. I don't know why God allows things like this to happen. Even when we read over Job and we look at those situations and scenarios that God, publicly wanted us to know. Like, yeah, I put him through the ringer. I put him through the test. His faith was bigger than ever, and I blessed him tenfold at the end of it, even though he had to go through hell to get there. But it's still very difficult to make sense of it when it happens to you. This song did such a good job of reminding us that we need to endure. And we need to try to focus, even when we go through the worst of the worst, we still need to try to focus on the things in our life that are positive and the blessings in our life that God grants us, and try to hang on to those things as the biggest blessings you can have, because all of it could be stripped away. All of it, dog. You could be left with nothing. You could be left paralyzed, neck down. Your wife leaves you. Your kids ain't around no more. They're being raised by some other man with legs. You just don't ever think that you got it worse than somebody else. The Bible tells us, I think it's I'm freestyling this, but y'all might have to look it up. 1 Corinthians 10:13. It's 10:12 or 10:13. It talks about how no man is going through something that another man hasn't been through or hasn't gone through. We've all been faced with trials. We've all been faced with tribulations that are just as important to us as they are to anybody. Some of us seem to have had it worse than others. But ultimately, I do believe that there are lessons to be learned in all things. I believe that every trial, even if it's the toughest of the toughest of the tough, I believe that you can come out of that stronger and better than you've ever been before. And sometimes I feel like maybe that's the purpose. Sometimes I feel like maybe God is protecting these children from something that might happen to them later in life that's traumatizing, that ends up putting you on a derail. And it's just, I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult to wrap our little human minds around. But man, in those scenarios, in those situations, I do believe that all of you guys that have dealt with loss like that, like loss of a child, or loss of a friendship, I believe that you'll be reunited one day. If all are in favor of Jesus, I believe that everybody gets reunited one day. And it's difficult. It's just hard. It's hard to wrap. And as somebody that people come to for advice and positivity, it's difficult for me to explain why. I don't know. I know God loves you. I know that. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Cymple, man, I appreciate you for being so vulnerable and for being so open and for sharing that story in hopes that, well, in my belief, in hopes that, you know, people will hear this and they will count their blessings rather than count their missteps. Look at what they do have instead of what they don't have. And focus on the blessings, man, because y'all all got a bunch of blessings. We all do. It could always be worse. And I would say 99.9% of us have more blessings than trials. You just got to think about it in a way that you don't deserve anything. And if you take away that feeling of, I deserve this, you'll start to see it. You know what I mean? So appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for listening to this one. This one has been special. This one was really dope. Cymple, man, hit me up. Hit me up, dog. Let's have a conversation. And with that being said, I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.